What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so look, before I go forward in this video, I'm not saying that these players should be playing for free. Um, you know, they earn the money that they earn. And I think it's unfair that a lot of fans focus on the salaries of NBA players. You know, but they don't have a problem with the rising salaries of baseball players. I just saw someone sign a 300 something million contract, and I think another player has a contract that's approaching or at least exceeded 400 million over like 10 years or something, or 8 years or something. So those guys make a lot of money. You know, maybe not on a per yearly basis of the NBA players, but it's getting there. It's approaching it. So I don't see nobody talking about all these other athletes. But I'm not saying that the NBA players should be making a lot of money, but you do get the impression that a lot of these guys may only be playing primarily at this point for the money. Your Spencer Dinwiddie say recently, who was once a member of the Washington Wizards, that a lot of players over there were only playing for the money. And that leads me to something that Michael Jordan once said in an interview. And I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. And this is from his airness. Quote, I know a lot of people like when I talk like Jordan and shit, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, I love the game of basketball. And I feel that if I didn't get paid right now, I still play the game of basketball without a doubt. I don't want to ever lose that love. If I do, then they'll just want to quit. I know this is a business, and I know a lot of people, make a lot of money in the game of basketball. Sometimes Jordan try to talk soft and shit. And I know a lot of people make a lot of money, in the game of basketball. But no one can express or pay that love that I have for the game. And of course, Michael Jordan had this clause in his contract, love of the game contract, where he could play in any basketball game anywhere that he chose to for free, because the love of the game, the Chicago Bulls couldn't stop him from doing it. I'll say this. I know a lot of people say, well, if that's the case, Mike, then why don't you have those big-ass contracts the last 2 years that you played with Chicago? And at the end of the day, when you think about it, he was underpaid with those. He was underpaid with those. Because Michael Jordan, people forget, man, for the majority of his Chicago Bulls career, he was one of the lowest paid players in the NBA. I mean, think about it. It had to burn him a little bit. Now, don't get it twisted. He was making a lot of money from endorsements. So, the money that he made from endorsements was offsetting it. But when you look at it, he was making between $2 to $4 million a year with the Chicago Bulls. And then you had guys like, no disrespect to the late great Hot Rod Williams, John Hot Rod Williams, but John Hot Rod Williams one year made, I think 91, he made $11 million. Now that may not sound like much today, but in 91, that was a lot of money. And Jordan probably made $2.5 million that year. Then when you went through the 90s, you had all these other guys starting to make all this money now. $9 million a year, $10 million a year, $15 million a year, $17 million a year. And he's making $4? Yeah. He did deserve more at the end. Because what he put into the game, what he brought to the Chicago Bulls, how he turned that franchise around from being, a cocaine laughingstock, a cocaine-fueled laughingstock, to being one of the most prestigious, not the most prestigious team in the NBA during the 1990s. And what he did for the game of basketball, the NBA, taking what Magic and Michael did Magic and Larry, and then putting it to new heights. But yeah, you just get a sense that the love of the game is not there anymore for a lot of these guys, or they're primarily motivated by money. And that's the case because a lot of these guys only show up in years when their contracts are up. When their contracts are up, all of a sudden they balling 26 points a game and playing hard on both ends of the floor. But then when they sign those contracts, their level of play mysteriously go down. Joe Johnson. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. But tell me what you guys think.